We often consider ourselves rational beings, but hold on, haven't you had an experience like this? You go out of your way to another store to save $25 on a $100 microwave, but completely ignore the same $25 discount on a $1,000 television. Today, let's take a look into the strange design of our minds through Gary Marcus Kluge. Then, what is Kluge? Kluge is originally an engineering term referring to a clumsy device cobbled together from mismatched parts. Marcus argues that the human mind is such a kludgy. He compares our brains to a power plant with a modern computer chip mounted on top of an old vacuum tube. You know what I mean? In other words, it wasn't built from scratch, but is the result of millions of years of evolution, with new functions stacked onto existing systems. Seen from this perspective, many of our daily irrationalities begin to make sense. Take eyewitness testimony, for example. It's often treated as critical evidence in court, but in reality, its reliability is alarmingly low. Our memory is not a flawless recording device. It's more like a sketchbook, reconstructed anew each time. Another example, we tend to respond more sensitively to related context than to absolute values. A $25 discount feels significant on a $100 item, but trivial on a $1,000 item. Marcus offers concrete strategies to overcome this cognitive limitation. First, he advises that we systematically evaluate the benefits and costs of every decision. Instead of relying solely on intuition, try to quantify your choices whenever possible. Second, he stresses the importance of considering sample size. Avoid hasty generalizations from a few cases. Instead, develop a habit of drawing conclusions from sufficient data. But as I read the book, a question arose. Are these traits we call irrational truly flaws? Perhaps they are actually part of evolution's sophisticated design, aimed at maximizing survival. Human survival involves not only material conditions, but also social esteem and mental well-being. Sometimes a seemingly irrational economic choice can be more reasonable if it serves our psychological health. Going out your way to save $25 might not just be a miscalculation, It could be a pursuit of satisfaction, a sense of achievement from being thrifty. Of course, I'm not free from the influence of Kluge's myself. Maybe even this line of reasoning is a defense mechanism, trying to protect myself as them from Marcus's sharp insights. In the end, we're imperfect beings, but recognizing and understanding that imperfection and facing our limitations had maybe the first step to making better decisions. Kluge poses an important question. Do you know your own Kluges? And perhaps the very process of answering that question is one of the most human things we can do. I hope this video becomes a moment for you to confront your own Kluges. Thank you and see you.